Sanibonani Dumelang Absheni. My name is Kanyisile Dibe. If you are new here, welcome to the small family and to my faves. Thank you so much. You guys are truly appreciated. Yeah, and then we are officially in term 3. Yeah, it's a new term, and I'm just here to share on how to, how to read the Maths ATP, or how to use, or how to find it, to help someone find it easy. I was helping a colleague who's new they didn't know how to read or how to analyze the Maths ATP, and I just figured let me just do a short vlog on it, and it might help a colleague out there. I hope it does. Okay, this is the Maths ATP. And in Maths we have 5 content areas. We have number, operations and relationships, measurement, patterns, functions and algebra, which is PFA, data handling and space and shapes. I will break them down as we go through the ATP. And our ATP is, I think they've put it easier for us. It's in weeks, okay? And the 5 content areas that I just mentioned, at the end of at the end there on your ATP, where term 3 ends, where it says the SBA for formal assessment, it clearly shows you how each content area should be assessed. This will help you in creating the assessment program that gets given to learners early or at the beginning of every term. As teachers, we are expected to prepare an assessment program to inform or to help parents plan ahead and assist their learners to get ready for term 3. I hope your assessments are out, because we are now starting week 3, and I gave my learners their assessment program in week 1 of term 3. Already parents have received them, and in your assessment program that you send out to parents, or the one that you give to learners to hand out to their parents, it should clearly indicate you need to have all content areas. You need to highlight how each content area is going to be assessed, when, give a date, probably the week if possible, and what exactly is going to be assessed. For example, with NOR, number, operations and relationships, in case you are going to have 2 assessments in a term, because it carries more, the SBA for NOR is a bit bigger, you need to indicate that for NOR in term 3 we are going to have maybe 3 assessments. 1 will be for counting orally, it will be practical orally, meaning the assessment will be practical. Then these 2 can be written, right? And you must indicate the first one. Let's say, for example, you will assess your NOR, you will assess maybe number names, number symbols, ordering of numbers, place value, then, or perhaps addition or subtraction sums. Then on the third assessment, you also indicate that learners will be assessed on multiplication, repeated addition, subtraction, word problems. Give parents an idea of what is it exactly that's going to be assessed in that particular concept. I hope I'm making sense. Then, at the end of your term 3, the SBA, it tells you that in term 3, NOR must be written or practical. PFA, which is patterns, functions, and algebra, can be written or oral. It's up to you as a teacher. Then data handling and measurement should be practical or written. You can make data handling practical, then measurement written. Swap them around. Then there's another test. Then you see they even made recommendations that you can have one NOR assessment that's oral, and then the other NOR can be written. Space and shape should be written. So all 5 content areas are covered here. This will help you create your assessment plan, the one that you sent to your parents. Then let's plan. When planning, we do our planning weekly, all right? And I would suggest this. Week 1 and week 2, we did our baseline or diagnostic assessments to check the learner's school readiness. You have marked, I hope they are marked, you have recorded the marks, and as a group you've done your error analysis and have sent it through to your subject advisor if they request. Some they don't. Now let's plan for week 3. Week 3 we are going, before we plan, let me make this suggestion. When planning, right, alternate, because NOR carries most marks. Do NOR in week 1. We have like 10 weeks on the ATP. Do NOR measurement, NOR PFA, NOR data handling, NOR which one did I not mention? Space and shape. Then you will have enough time to, teach and assess. And teach a concept for a week. Do NOR that particular week. Then at the end of that week, assess it. Don't make learners study NOR, then assess the NOR in week 9. Or do measurement in week 5, then assess measurement in week 7. It becomes difficult, and most of the time learners don't do well. I think it's easier if you teach a concept for 4 days, and then on Friday they do an assessment, and you are done with that content area. You move to the next one. It becomes easier, and you are able to, capture all marks and hand them in on time. Now let's plan for week 3. On your template, your maths template that you have now, you need to have counting, right? And mental maths. For counting should be oral. They all count orally, or you make them count individually, forward and backwards. But for week 3 and week 4, counting, we count from any given number from 0 to 600. That's the number range, right? And we will be counting in 3s. I will also suggest that you make them count in 3s for a period of 2 weeks, and then count in 4s for a period of 2 weeks, because counting in 3s and counting in 4s from any given number, counting forward or backwards is not as easy as we think it is for our learners. So I always give them the grace to say we will count in threes for the next 2 weeks. In week 3 and 4, we will count in threes, and in week 5 and 6, we will count in fours for 2 weeks, just to give them enough time to be able to practice and to master the counting. You are not going to capture all of them, that I promise you, but majority of them will be, and by the end of week 2, some of them will be sharp. And now let's continue with the planning. Week 3. Week 3, we are going to do NOR, number operations and relations. You need to have counting, which is oral, mental maths, which is done orally. I do it orally and quickly give them their sticker charts. They love mental maths. We always do it like it's here. It should be done. Don't skip it because it's oral and say, let's write, focus on the writing. No, it's important that our learners do their mental maths. Then they start writing in the book. Now, what should be in the book? They need to fill in complete, maybe give them 3 numbers and say fill in and complete this pattern. Then they need to write a number name, they need to write a number symbol. Then from there you give them a word problem. We are still on NOR. You give them a word problem that will be context free, or it could be in context. It has to be done. In grade 3, we do 3 word sums using 3 different strategies. 3 different strategies. And those strategies could be building up and breaking down. It's a strategy. Having and doubling strategy. Bridging through tens. It's a strategy. Jump strategy, place value, right? Which is, place value is the mother body of all numbers. If you can capture your learners with place value, I promise you teaching maths in your class will be a breeze. Let's move. I'm done. I was just outlining the strategies that you can use. Oh, part whole. Did I mention part whole? Yeah, part whole is also there. The other strategy that teachers avoid is what's the strategy? Ratio. Rate and ratio. Yeah, a lot of you avoid it, but grade 3s, they need to do rate and ratio when we do problem solving or word sums. Give them word sums and practice. And remember, consistency will take you far with your kids. Then when you are done with the word problem, now you introduce the concept of the day. If we are doing multiplication or repeated addition leading to multiplication, excuse me, do it, introduce it. This is how I introduce a concept. On a Monday, we do it practical. My learners know Monday, everything becomes practical. I introduce the concept practically. Tuesday, then that is when we will do the concept of the day in our books, where now we do sums and repeated addition leading to multiplication. Now they see the progression from repeatedly adding leading to now creating a number sentence or a pictorial representation of repeated addition leading to multiplication. I will teach that for a period of 4 days, and then on Friday they will do an assessment. Then in case where you are doing, let's say for instance you are doing measurement, and what I love about the ATP, it tells you exactly what to teach. For term 3, for measurement, they need to tell time. They must calculate the length, passing time in hours and in a half hours using a calendar. You give them those activities, you give them clocks, you give them word problems on passing time using a calendar. They will describe the length. They also need to do capacity and volume. They must estimate, they need to measure. You give them activities where they are able to estimate and measure. They can compare, record informal units. They must also use the correct language. You see, the use of language when they are comparing. And comparisons means more than, less than, greater than, bigger than, smaller than. Those are the comparison, that the language of comparison that they talk about. Then space and shape. That week you decide to do space and shape. It tells you again exactly what should be taught. For space and shape, it's positions, orientation, and views. You are going to give them activities on positions, on showing directions. Then if you move to another week where they need to do now data handling. With data handling, we always do this mistake. We always give learners activity or worksheets where they analyze the data, right? And it's not done correctly, all right? You need to collect data. Hence, I don't know, I guess that is why I like to introduce any concept practically so that learners understand. Remember, we focus on deep teaching. Deep teaching or meaningful teaching means at the end of the week, learners have acquired the skills that the CAPS document has outlined. And what I mean with deep teaching is you cannot give, I'm toning down now to a level of a 7-year-old or an 8-year-old, that I cannot give them this and say how many chairs were collected and how many tables were collected. I can't. Let's collect the data first. With data handling, do it practical. They can even take out their lunch boxes. Let's do what's in your lunch box. Let's collect data. Let's all take out our lunch boxes. How many learners have brown bread today? They will open their lunch boxes. Then we count. In our class, maybe 2 learners have brown bread. Okay, how many? We are collecting. We are not analyzing. We are not comparing as yet. We are not sorting. We are now collecting. Then, how many learners have white bread? We are still collecting. You put it out there. Okay, we have 30 learners carrying white bread. Then it's like, yeah. Okay, let's move. How many learners brought an apple today? This is now the data that we are collecting. That's us collecting the data on a Monday. Practical. Then that's it. You've introduced. Not everything has to be in the book. It will be in your lesson plan that on Monday, the concept was introduced, remember your lesson plan speaks for you as a teacher. It's a working document. It will be in your lesson plan that this activity was introduced practically. Then on Tuesday, we started now sorting the data. We sorted out the data. Wednesday, we represent the data now. We plot it down. They must draw. You don't have to give them worksheets all the time to paste. They must draw. They must represent the data. Then on Thursday, we analyze the data now. We analyze the data. We interpret the data. How many people had more apples, or how many girls had more apples than boys? That's now it's the class now, and with your guidance, analyzing the data that have, analyzing and interpreting the data that we as a class have collected. Avoid giving learners activities or worksheets where they now need to just interpret the data. They don't know how the data was collected. They have no idea who represented this data. Now they are just expected to analyze and interpret it. It's not fair. It's not fair. And when do they get to engage and play in the class if they are just constantly being given worksheets to paste and complete? When? So I hope this helps, or it gives a teacher out there a bit of clarity on how to plan formats and how to structure their lessons. And I know it's not easy. If you're a new teacher, I wish you all the best. And I would also encourage that as teachers, normally don't forget to keep a work-life balance. It's a Friday and I'm still sitting here trying to sort out my table, and whatever I was not able to complete, it's okay. It's fine, guys. Keep a balance. At the end of the day, you are a human being. Don't carry work home, because most of the time anyway it never gets done. When you get home and there's that you need to attend to, so do what you can. And if you were unable to finish everything, it's okay. We try again tomorrow. I will try again tomorrow, and I wish you all the best with this term. It's going to be a short term, and make sure you try and model. Don't forget to model, reteach, be consistent. Consistency will take you far. And modeling, reteaching, reteach, show your learners, model how you want things to be done in your class. Remind them daily. They are children. They are still babies. Remind them daily. Show it to them. Model it. Let them see you do it in order for them to do it correctly. And stay blessed, and wish you all the best with this new upcoming week. Don't forget to like, comment, and share the video.